Morning, Thursday, August 11th. MLB DFS Weather here. My name is Mark. Um, just wanted to touch on last night. Houston, Minnesota was postponed. Um, can't say that was a victory, but I don't think it was a miss necessarily either. I was alerting you of the risk. The problem is I didn't think there was going to be a postponement. I guess my definition of a postponement has to change a little bit because game called before 5 innings, as last night is officially called a postponement. I was always under the assumption that if they started the game, then it's not a postponement, and that was just me, and I realized I was incorrect there, so I'm gonna have to adjust that going forward. Anyways, there it was a tough forecast. I certainly knew that there was going to be rain nearby. It looked like for most of the afternoon before 7 p.m. when I had to stop updating that the rain was staying mainly to the north. Well, obviously that didn't happen. So, uh, not my best day forecasting, but not my worst. I think I alerted you that there was some risk there. So getting back to that, talking about risk, there is some risk here today for the games. We have mainly afternoon games. First game of the day is in New York City. We really shouldn't have any problems. This is around scheduled first pitch at noon. By 4, the radar is becoming a little bit more active, but you can see it doesn't look that big of a deal. Pittsburgh is another early afternoon game, and this should be a little bit more of a problem. We get this batch of rain. This is near scheduled first pitch at noon again. By 3 p.m., it looks like this. So we have rain day. Excuse me, the game should start out dry, but then we're going to have rain that's going to be moving in from time to time. So that certainly doesn't seem like a postponement risk, even with the new definition in my mind of a postponement. While delay risk is certainly there. And then the only game with any rain issues tonight, in my opinion, looks to be Cleveland. And by that time, most of the rain is to the south and to the east, so we shouldn't have a big deal either. Should note that Houston at Minnesota is seeing some rain this morning, but all the models I have seen have shown it the rain should be out of the Twin Cities 2 to 3 hours before scheduled start time for the game. So I'm not too worried about that, and that's a 1 p.m. start time. So by 11 Eastern time, they're saying the rain should be out of there. So I did not mention that one. Good hitting environments, the old reliables, Fenway Park, Globe Life in Texas, Milwaukee, and Cleveland. Poor hitting environments, and this is in a relative mode. These are the worst two, but even the worst two, it's not that bad for hitters just because it's warm and humid in Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Those are the two locales that I have. Just historically, those are pitchers' parks, so that's kind of what I'm using here. That's what I have for you today. Hopefully, the Houston, Minnesota, I won't call it a debacle, but issue wasn't too much of a problem for you, and we can move on into future lesson learned there. Have a good one.